Mr. Speaker, sir, with your kind permission, I metaphorically rise to oppose the introduction of the Taxation and Other Laws Relaxation and Amendment of Certain Provisions Act 2020 on 4 grounds. The bill which is sought to be introduced, Mr. Speaker, sir, is not procedural in nature. It makes substantive amendments to 8 different acts, some of which are required to be or should have been standalone amendments because they end up changing the character of the principal act itself. By way of example, let me demonstrate. If you look at clause 4, subclause 18 of the proposed bill which is sought to be introduced, it gives faceless jurisdiction to income tax authorities. On the face of it, Mr. Speaker, sir, this looks to be a benign and an assessee-friendly amendment, but it is riddled with minefields and would fundamentally alter the character of the Income Tax Act 1961. So therefore, it needed to be brought as a standalone amendment to the Income Tax Act rather than being snuggled into a law which seeks to really project itself as being procedural. My second objection, Mr. Speaker, sir, is with regard to the PM CARES Fund, and the objection is different from the ones which have been raised by my honourable colleagues. Since the Prime Minister CARES Fund has the name of the institution of the Prime Minister attached to it, wouldn't it have been more appropriate if this fund would have been created through legislation rather than as a public trust? And my final objection, Mr. Speaker, sir, is to clause 7 that inserts clause 168A, specifically clause 168A subclause 1 and 2, that allows force majeure to be operationalized retrospectively. In fact, this is a very convenient way the government has found in order to wriggle out of its obligation to pay GST compensation to the states, which is long overdue. So therefore, Mr. Speaker, sir, on these 3 substantive grounds, with your permission, I oppose the introduction of this bill. Thank you very much.